boosting your mental fortitude, being able to make sure that you're mentally in this space and the place that you want to be, and they'll help you get there by doing that. They'll have exercises for you to do online. They'll have some mentoring that you can do and things like that. So if you want to check them out, all you have to do is just go to aboostabove.com. And then also you can check out Vertigear. Vertigear chairs are insanely comfortable. I wish I had one. I dream of Vertigear chairs. If I had a Vertigear chair, I would never dream because I would sleep so easy. I could just sleep in that thing. So if you want to go the Vertigear chairs, you can go check them out. They make the best gaming chairs in the industry. All you have to do is just go to vertigear.com and you can check out their gear. So with that, we're getting into the lobby. And as we start to get into this, into this next game, what are you expecting to see coming out of these teams?
After watching the first game, I'm not 100% sure what we're gonna see. I'd like to see how this draft goes. I'm not. I know U.S. Army Esports is probably the most cohesive team that we have, or who has been playing together for the longest time. So, seeing how these teams come together, I know they have some subs and stuff going on. So we'll see what happens with these teams when they do their draft.
Yeah, we see an early Mordekaiser band coming out of the side. I believe it's going to be Flashpoint. Flashpoint will be on your blue side. GRUNTo is going to be over on your red side. So early Mordekaiser ban, and with the rework, you might have to be a little bit worried. So they just go ahead and take that out as well as the Kale.
Yeah, Mordekaiser's sitting at about almost 55% win rate across all divisions, across all games. So getting rid of him as an early pick is a pretty safe selection.
And now we see an Ari coming out for GRUNTo, going to ban that away from High over on the other side. And now the final ban is going to come out from the side of Flashpoint. They have banned out the Hecarim. They don't want to give that over to Lychee Red T. And they will also ban out the Rek'Sai. And, with Mordekaiser being viable in the jungle, that might be a triple jungle ban pointed over at Lychee.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they're going to go with for this first pick.
And Ashley is going to be a pretty safe top lane pickup for G-Flow, more than likely on that Cho'Gath. So we'll see where they decide to put that one. And for right now, it's just going to go ahead and sit in the top lane. And a Trendemir is going to follow for Holotronics. A very interesting solo queue special getting picked up here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of team competition they're going to try to go with to build around with that Trendemir, or unless they're going to just have him stay up top with that Cho'Gath and make it a 4-on-4 game on the rest of the map.
Yeah, now we see the Leona being picked here, and one thing coming out from GRUNTo is being able to pit that support in that slot is very good for them, because they will be able to pit their ADC, and they can hide their jungle as well as their mid lane pick. If you do not take the ADC there, then the enemy team has the opportunity to pit their ADC and then ban out your bottom lane marksman. But we see a Lutz being picked up, more than likely gonna be the support Lutz for Bitter Vet, and then also Volibear. So we're looking at these teams that are a little bit less, we'll say, meta. For that point in time, we don't see them as often, but they are very prominent solo queue pickups.
Yeah, and everybody might just be going, let's pick our best champ and make this a solo queue game. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and so now it will be the Malzahar coming out. So, they will get the first pickup in the next round of picks. So the side of Flashpoint is not going to be able to ban out the ADCs like they were planning on, because they didn't take it in that last round of the draft. But now with the bans coming back through, we expect to see a lot of mid bans and marksman bans coming out.
Yeah, so GRUNTo should be banning out mid laners. Although they went with the Ashe, so getting rid of an ADC to start.
Yeah, getting rid of a very comfortable ADC. Ashe is one of those ones that can go down in the game and still be viable at all points, because the ultimate has so much utility in it that you can make a pick and turn a game on its head.
Yeah, absolutely. And now looking at this this team comp with the Cho'Gath and Volibear, they could actually switch those out and switch who's going to go top, who's going to go jungle on that.
Yeah, would be possible to switch out. The volley would have a hard time into that Tryndamere, and, that slow down onto that
Yeah.
volley is pretty gnarly, and then being able to whirl away. But now a Draven being picked up for Jit Rames. Jit Rames I've seen play quite a few times, a very competent marksman, very good at ADC. I expect him to be able to do a lot on that pickup.
Yeah, Draven is a champ that is, if you're comfortable and you're catching those axes, building those adoration stacks, he can get super OP super fast.
Yeah, and then the Jinx going to be picking up for Bovie on the other side. Jinx, if given the opportunity to scale into free fire from the back line, can absolutely destroy every single person on your team. So they're going to have to make sure they punish that immobile ADC early in the game. All right, now we see a Thresh. So go ahead and round it out for the side of Flashpoint, and it will be the counter pickup for the jungle if they want to find it. And this is one of those times where if Lychee Red Tea wants to take a hard farming, early invade jungler, you can absolutely punish a Volibear early in the game because his clear speed isn't the best. His movement speed is low unless he's in that on all fours bear crawl. So he will do exactly that, and he takes the Draven. So GRUNTo Esports has a pretty brawl-heavy comp, but no frontline to speak of.
Yeah, they're gonna just look to get in fights early and see if they can just out damage, maybe avoid the knockups from the Cho'Gath, and see if they can just pick apart, get to Lux and Jinx super quick, and just blow their team up.
Yeah, that mid lane Lux is a bit of a surprise. It ends up that Flashpoint ends up picking in order here. So, with the Cho'Gath top, the Volibear, and the Thresh, they do have a very good pit potential if they're able to get onto anybody. But if they get too far behind in this early game, it might be all for naught because the side of GRUNTo can absolutely tear through your team.
Yeah, so let's go through and talk about some of the matchups we got going on here today and some of our players that are in this game. I'm going to start off talking about the top laner for Flashpoint Gaming, G-Flow. He is in the Army, Signal Support System Specialist, has been on active duty for 8 years. His duty station is, well, he's a veteran, so he did 8 years of active service. His fondest memory is blowing up converter boxes while trying to hook up things he shouldn't. His current season rank, he is not ranked this season. And his highest rank solo flex is gold 1. And his favorite champs are Cho'Gath and Vigar.
All right, interesting. I do not. Let's see. Holotrits looks like it's going to be a sub, so I don't have anything for him. So I'm just going to make it up. He is also in the army. He is a cook slash weapon sergeant. He is lethal with the spatula. He is currently stationed in Fort Polk, which is, I've heard, super nice and like a resort. He is very happy to be there. His most played champion is actually Soraka, but he felt like playing the Tryndamere today.
Yeah, and so next we'll jump down to mid lane for actually, God, they have all subs, so I don't have any information on all these guys, so I apologize. I don't have Invincible Bloods or High.
So it looks like so I'm gonna go back. I'm sorry. Was told Holotrits is GE Chaos. So he's a infantry officer at Fort Benning. He is still very deadly with his spatula, just so everybody knows. And I'll go down to Lychee Red Tea. He's a 92. He's a automated logistics specialist. He's in a joint base Lewis McCord, and his fondest memory is going to Taiwan to see his home.
Okay, and so I have been told that I do have the information. Just a name change on our mid laner Shady Santiago is high. He's Navy, a DC3, have been 4 years of active service.
Make a difference in your community, serving part-time in the Army National Guard.
Stationed at Naval Station Mayport. His fondest memory is seeing the Northern Lights in the middle of the ocean. Currently, he's Silver 3. His highest rank is Silver 1. And his favorite champs are Lux, Jinx, and Ezreal.
All right, and then going over to the other side for GRUNTo is going to be GE loyalty. He is in the infantry for the Marine Corps, and then for the Army, he's been in for 7 years. He's currently at Fort Drum. His fondest memory is his son's birth. That's super sweet. He favors Khazits and Oriana, his highest rank of all time. This I think it was a meme, but he's currently D4.
All right, so the jungler for Flashpoint, Invincibleds, sorry, is in the Army. He's a human resources, been in for 7 years, currently stationed at Fort Bragg. His fondest memory is sitting on the ground at St. Mir in a drop zone, waiting for a bird to come take him out of there. His current season rank is silver. His highest rank is silver, and he likes Volley and Jarvan 4.
All right, down to Jen Rames. He is also in the infantry for the Army. He's over out of Fort Bragg. His fondest memory is moving out of the barracks. We all know that feeling. Jen Rames, you have spoken the truth, good sir. His favorite champion is Draven, and he's getting to play him today.
All right, and down at the ADC for Flashpoint, we got Bovey. He's in the Army. He's a signal support system specialist. Been in 8 years. Not a duty station. No fondest memory. So again, this is another person we got to make some fond memories for this. Current season or rank is Silver Scrub. His highest rank he put in Army. Go Army. And his favorite champs and roles are jungle and support with no champs listed.
All right, Broken Blade is going to be the support for the side of GRUNTo. He is our radiology specialist, so if you need some a little bit of radiation, go hit him up. He is currently Diamond 4 and Plat 3, hovering between Solo and Flex, and then his highest rank of all times was a Masters at 271 LP.
Yep, and the support, Bitter Vet is an Army. He's a geospatial intelligence imagery analyst. He's been in 7 years. Duty station NA, or he won't tell us. His fondest memory is hiking the Denali for PT. Current season rank is silver, highest rank silver, and favorite champs and role. He likes to play Jinx and Braum.
All right, so now we see some damage coming out as we are onto the Rift, and they are just trading back and forth. Bovey is going to eat the E from the Malzahar, take a little bit of that damage, and good trade coming out from the side of GRUNTo Esports.
And I got to give a shout out to Jick Rames for wearing the best Draven skin in all of League of Legends, the Draven.
Minions have spawned.
And I just hate that stand. I gotta be honest. I get it. I think it's cool. It's like, you know, it fits his entire persona of wearing a giant bobblehead of his own head. But God, I hate that stand. Not a fan.
It goes along with my personal favorite summoner icon, the Draven icon. I had that as my icon for like 3 years when it came out.
I'm surprised that you're not like a toxic Draven main at this point in time. You know, but everybody can change. You could be that guy that becomes a toxic Draven main out of nowhere. But we do see a Brush Chain coming up, and 50 Cal sitting here, going to be able to get that stun. They're going to go right onto Bovey. Jet Rames is going to jump in. That's going to be a Knight going down. That's going to be a flash over the wall, and that's going to be Summoners Burned for the side of Flashpoint. And that's going to give GRUNTo the early advantage in this lane.
So that was the cheese gank that we were looking for in the first game that we thought Twisted Sin was setting up for, but they went ahead and backed off. And this time GRUNTo pulled the trigger on that.
So now we see that we're just going to have some a little bit of easy farming back and forth. Looking at the jungle, it was actually a red into Wolf's Clear for Graves, and now it's taking the blue. So he will have the opportunity to make this early gank, but now 50 Cal wants to go back in on Bovey, knows that he's flashless. That means Jit Rames is going to try the flash in. One more reset's going to do it. He just needs another axe. He is catching him, he's tossing him, and now there's going to be the Knight, and that's going to mean he has to run for the hills and burn the heal. And man, Jit Rames unfortunately not able to get that kill. A very well-timed play by Bitter Vet is going to keep his team alive.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great play to just back him off, give it that little bit of knocking him out of auto attack range on the Jinx, which would have resulted in that first kill.
Yeah, between the Flay coming out huge for the Thresh, as well as the Aftershock proc coming out, means that he's going to keep his team alive. But now it looks like Lychee Red Tea has snuck in behind the enemy team, but he's actually just going to go ahead and take the Cruds for now, but they might look for a turnaround and a dive under this turret.
I think they spotted him when he came down through. It looked like they're aware that he was there. So we'll see.
Yeah, he's looking to do the damage. There's going to be the shot. There's going to be the kill. Maybe Bovie goes to 1 HP. That's going to be first blood over the Draven. He cashes out. Very well played by the side of GRUNTo. And everybody... Yeah, sorry, everybody gets out of the play, which is absolutely insane. It looked like they were going to juggle that aggro in an unfortunate manner that would have meant that they died, but they actually end up living through it and very well done by the side of GRUNTo Esports.
Yeah, and up in the top lane, this Tryndamere has really got that early lane advantage. He's going to keep pushing Cho'Gath in over and over and over again until at least level 6, where he can come back and put some major damage down on Tryndamere.
Yeah, right now, just, Deflo having such a hard time in the top lane. It's down 15 farm at this point, and Holotrix is going to be able to just force him out of the lane if he wants to. Still has his potion. He's sitting on the Dorn Blade, so will have that life steal. So it's going to be a very hard lane for this Cho'Gath. He needs this wave to push in. He needs to not use any spells on this wave whatsoever.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really hard even at this point for Cho'Gath to even get a decent freeze, and so that he can at least farm safely at the top.
Yeah, as we start to look around, we see the some farms differential coming in. The Malzahar doing very well in the mid lane. He's just doing Malzahar things, which is just shove the wave in constantly. But Lux is a pretty good answer to that. Able to clear out the void lanes pretty easily against the Malzahar. But this top lane has become pretty rough. Now let's go in the E Loyalty. G Loyalty has to flash out of the way as the Ignite was ticking down, and a flash follow from high would have meant certain death if he didn't make that distance.
So one of the things I'm interested to see in this game, and I don't remember if we saw it at all in the last game with all the CC that was on the board, but I didn't see anybody building any QSSs or any ways to get out of that CC, especially with the Lux and the Malzahar. Those are things that you're going to want to try to get away from.
Yeah, Holotrix was the recipient of a gank up in the top lane, ends up having to burn the flash. So now as we take a look at this bot lane, we can see that Jit Rames is wanting to trade onto Bovie. He's catching the axes. He's doing the damage. One more auto's going to do it. He's able to take him down. Now Bittervet's in a bad position. He's going to get locked in the place. There goes the flare. There goes the double kill. And Jit Rames is running away with this lane. He is already 1,500 gold ahead of his opponent.
Yeah, anytime you get a double kill with Draven, you gotta spam that mastery mode out there. That's just part of what goes with his kit.
Yeah, just a typical Draven play at that point in time.
You gotta be on the opponents at that point.
Part of me wishes that that last auto didn't kill the Thresh, and then we would have seen the the bad side of BMing. But Jit Rames did the double kill. He still has a lot of gold in his pocket, over 1,600, and they're going to be the recipient of this early Infernal Drake. Lux is looking to put some damage down, is trying to find the kill on it, but they're waiting for the E to time out, and that will be it, and they will take it down. And man, GRUNTo Esports off to the races in this game. 4 kills before the 7 minutes marks and an Infernal Drake.
Yeah, and this is going to be really big for them because they have definitely the more aggressive of the two teams. So getting out this early lead is just going to help them snowball that lead. It's going to be hard for them to get back into this one. Sorry.
Yeah, and here we go. They got a lockdown over on the Malzahar. Remember, G Loyalty has no flash, but is going to still be able to stay alive. Has no mana, though, so it's going to be very hard for him to stay in this fight.
And again, we see Tryndamere just repeatedly pushing this top lane over and over and over again.
Yeah, at this point in time, now here's the play coming from Lychee Red Tea. He's looking to get the damage down, but he's all on his own. Here comes a flash flip from Volley. Lychee Red Tea in a bad position. They're going to be able to get the kill. It's going to go over the Thresh, but Draven is able to pick up another one, make that 2. It might be a triple kill, and Jit Rames is off, and he is going to be.
Discover Caress with Floral Fusion Oil. For caressable, soft skin, indulge in the rich lather and delicate scent. Pamper yourself Get caressibly soft skin with Caress.
Be taking over this game. He said it's Draven time, baby, and he is just racking up the kills.
Yeah, with that being a 3-man gank down, I know they were going for the Graves and picking that out, but they were able, him and Leona were able to get down there super fast. And Jick Rames' spacing with his Draven is really good, staying out of trouble when he doesn't need to be, and just going in there and picking up those kills with those auto attacks and those axes.
Yeah, if you'd like to pay a special tribute to Jit Rames, you can go ahead and use the hashtag SlickJick that we've got going in chat. I really appreciate that, whoever started that. That's amazing. But yeah, so going on, they're just going to continue to roll over in the spot lane, and Jit Rames at this point has a... let's take this in context. 9 minutes, has a 3K gold lead over the Jinx.
Yeah, that's pretty unheard of for a 3K gold lead on an individual within the first 6 minutes of the game. I mean, that is something that you can do with Draven more than anybody else when you start hitting those adoration stacks, passing those in over and over again.
Oh, now here's the ultimate out of 50 cal. They're just going to be able to do this again. Lychee Red Team is going to be the one that picks it up, and I'm sure Jit Rames is probably flaming because he didn't get that kill, but he will get the second one. And at this point in time, he might just DC because he didn't get both. If I know anything about Draven players, it's that if they don't get their way, they just end up leaving the game.
I'm sure he's asking for one of those two to be reported for not securing that kill for him, or for KSing on that dive.
Yeah, now we see Holotrix wants to go on to G-Flow. He has a 40 CS lead. He has the Zeal as well as the other item that I can't think of, but that's okay at this point in time. So he's just going to have a decent amount of attack speed, a decent amount of crit. And now we see Jit Rames still has not backed. A little bit bold of a call. I mean, he's still up in an item advantage, but the dude has almost 3,500 gold in his pocket. If you were walking around with $3,500 in your pocket, you'd be nervous.
Yeah, I'd be taking that home to the bank. So they're going back now. 10 minutes in, and they were able to get first turret. That is just a dominating lane for GRUNTo.
Yeah, so at this point, it's going to be, hard for this side of Flashpoint to get back in this. G has to bring the flash in the mid lane. He's still doing pretty well, though. He's got a decent CS lead at this point in time.
Yeah, so how long do you think that...
no way. So I didn't even get the call out. Just an unceremonious kill of the Lux in the mid lane by Jit Rames. Hits the full range ultimate. Just takes it down with both sides. Invincible Bleds is having run for his life. The Volley Bear is in a bad position. There's the ultimate from Lychee Red Team, and this game is spiraling out of control. And now I will throw it back to you. What was your question?
I was gonna ask you, is there anything that Flashpoint can do at this point to stall this out long enough to make this close, or is it too little too late, even at this point at 11?
So you look at their team composition, and they have drafted for a heavy frontline team composition that protects the Jinx. Jinx is so far behind at this point in the game that you would have to get to 40 to 45 minutes. And with the composition that GRUNTo has built, if they let it get to 45 minutes, they deserve to lose.
Absolutely. I didn't think there was going to be any way that they could stall this out long enough to get Jinx caught back up, or to get Cho'Gath strong enough. I just can't see any response coming at this point.
Yeah, I think the Jinx you would think would have good wave clear, but she's just on a Vamp Scepter compared to a Bloodthirster BF Sword of the Draven, as well as their other wave clear is Lux, who still hasn't completed first item. So it's just going to be very hard for them if they start to get sieged upon, or this split push starts happening. Like, who do you send the answer? Anybody. And the answer is nobody. You just die. But actually, at that point in time, 50 cal might die, ends up eating the hook, ends up eating the flip, and might actually get out. There's the zap going on, but there's going to be the ultimate coming from Leona. But Jit Rames is no more. The man, the myth, the legend is now but a whisper as he takes a quick trip back to base to finally spend all that gold, and the legendary Draven goes down.
Yeah, that seemed a little greedy by the Draven. Jake Rames kind of feeling it a little bit, maybe a little bit too much. I don't know if he thought he could go in there and 1v3 after his support went down, or if he thought he was going to get her out. But getting that shutdown gold is the first step that could be to building back up.
Yeah, it's going to be a good shutdown, a good feeling to get that 1,000 gold, but you have to also think, I just got 1,000 gold shutdown at the 13-minute mark. What is happening to my game? And so now we see Malzahar just do Malzahar things, putting the E on the wave, letting the Voidlings just go ahead and kill the rest of the minions. As much as I want to talk about the side of Flashpoint being able to have a little bit of wave clear, you also have Malzahar that can just make your wave disappear anytime he wants.
Yeah, having those Voidlings just push a lane, if he goes and buys something like Zizzarat and adds even more minions and pushing the lane, things like that, Malzahar can just be very oppressive in lane. You can't really do anything.
Jit Rames gonna once again, feeling confident, sitting under turret, gonna go ahead and flash that mastery while taking turret shots. Now they're looking to get onto the side of high. They're not able to find it quite yet, but they do take down the turret. That will be a Rift Herald getting popped in the mid lane. Now Jinx is on the red side of the fight, or the wrong side of the fight, and Bovie has to think about his positioning, and he's just going to try to cut off the wave.
So they're pushing in all three lanes here. Graves is going to take that middle, Tryndamere is going to take that bottom tower, and then they're sieging on the top tower. I don't know where they need to respond. Jinx is taking a coffee break in the river.
Yeah, Jit Rames once again. Slit Jit is dead, boys. He has been found. He has been seen wanting as he is taken down for the second time this game. That's going to be an X9 report at the end for him inting. But now we see Ligi Redsi is going to be caught out. He's looking to try to get away. He needs to get over the wall. And now this is the point where GRUNTo Esports has built themselves a lead, but they're starting to feel a little bit confident. And they need to remember that most of their gold is on a guy that's dead.
Yep. Because there goes Malzahar. Graves is going to walk in, and if they turn on the Graves...
Oh, big hook on the 50 cal. He's going to end up going down. J-Flow's tailed as well. But all the while, Holotronics has been in the bot lane. Just go ahead and taking that inhibitor. Almost gets it. We'll get it to half health, but the bot lane is essentially gone.
So we are still 6 minutes away from our first Baron, and if Flashpoint has all three of their inhibitors at that point, I would be really surprised.
Yeah, one thing to note that the next dragon that comes up will end up being another Infernal Drake. So, if GRUNTo gets that one as well, which they should, it's going to be a massive power spike. Now Bovie is caught in a bad position, is not going to be able to get away. Holotrix is able to flash on top of him, still has the ultimate to burn to try to get out of here. It's just doing so much damage in return. Might get another kill for it, but will get locked in place. Will be been taken down as Lux is the beneficiary of that kill. And it looks like High is 1-1-2, even though his team is having a little bit of a rough time this game, to say the least. He is doing pretty well for himself.
Yeah, High is holding his own against that Malzahar. They were kind of left alone for a long time while all the action was happening on other parts of the map. I mean, most of the focus in the beginning was getting that Draven so super far ahead. And even if Lux does get ahead, once he burns his ult and they start into this team fight, Draven's going to be able to pick them apart once they get into this team fight phase.
Yeah, absolutely. And so now we see a bit of a brush bank being set up here. We see the pings going down on that brush just in front of the Drake. They want to find Bitter Vet right here, and they will. And here comes the play. There is the setup, and goodbye, Bitter Vet. 50 cal takes the kill. Once again, that's just going to be another person report at the end of this game for the KS.
Yeah, so I don't know why Thresh was walking that far up with absolutely zero vision, but he paid for it. They got caught.
Yeah, now High might be in a bad position, able to get the light binding onto the Draven, but Jit Rames has started them to run down and is starting the kills as he is able to take down one, mate that two, as he picks up Cho'Gath as well. And now there is only 3 people left on the side of Flashpoint to defend this turret. They have an exposed inhibitor So this could be 2 inhibitors falling before the 20-minute mark. Jit Rames is looking to keep going, though. He's trying to get onto Invincible Blebs. He's trying to close that distance. Bittervet has to run for the life. Here comes the Malzahar's ultimate, able to put him in the void as Thresh is falling. And
I'm very sorry.
And we're gonna get his phone, out of view.
The important thing is that we're gonna make you better.
Okay, here's how to make butter. Pour 2/3 cup cold heavy cream.
Snickers satisfies.
now we still have another 5 seconds on the top laner as well as the mid laner. They will rotate over to the bot lane exposed inhibitor. And my God, GRUNTo Esports is making quick work of this game.
Yeah, Dick Raines is just walking in and taking everybody out. But that was 3 auto attacks there.
Yeah, 3 auto attacks. He's got a big head. He also has a big damage in this game. So he's just looking to shred everyone. He does have no mana. So may have to decide to back out here. And it could be the call for GRUNTo Esports to take the reset.
Yeah, if they take this reset here, they can push in, set up some vision, just take this Baron if they want. I think they could probably end the game without it. Looks like the chat probably thinks that they might end this game without the Baron as well. So let's see if they take it for the flare or if they want to push through and see if they can take it without Baron.
Yeah, like you said, still 1 more minute on that Baron. They do have the opportunity to, go ahead and take that. They'd be the ones that just get that and just end the game. I think if they just wait for the Baron, they take the Baron, they end the game right off of it. Because you have super minions pouring into the base with no wave clear answer for the side of Flashpoint.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an easy win condition. All I gotta do is take it and just kind of walk down mid and then rotate to where the super minions are, and they can just let those push in because they're not going to be able to clear. Jinx isn't strong enough to clear the wave yet. Lux isn't going to be able to clear the wave too strongly yet either. So,
so let's just Jit Rames has found out Invincible Blebs. They're going to just jump on top of him, and he is gone unstoppable. Jit Rames on 3 completed items to the garage sale of Jinx items, still waiting to complete 1. So now it looks like the side of GRUNTo Esports has decided to get onto the Baron. Flashpoint is trying to clear some wards to try to be able to get in to maybe look for a Lux steal. The final spark is going to be too early, and that might be the call of the final hour for the side of Flashpoint. As the Baron has gone down, the gold differential is essentially at, like 17k almost at this point, and it just looks like there is no way back in for Flashpoint.
yeah, this is just a matter of time. They're going to go ahead and finish this off and finish taking the top turrets, getting that last inhibitor, and then they'll get those double waves of super minions, which I don't even think they'll need to wait for. They're going to have to fight out this turret right here, and we'll see what happens, but I don't think they can repel them for very long.
Flashpoint needs to make a decision right now. There are super minions pouring in the base. They either take the fight here or they lose everything and they just wait for their Nexus turret fight. And so now it looks like GRUNTo has decided to go in. They try to close the distance. Jit Rames gets flashed on, is able to get out of the way. 1 more turret shot might take him down, and it does. There goes the damage. But now Lishi Retzi is trying to get in the back line. They're trying to get the damage onto the Jinx, but Bovi is free firing, has been unanswered. Holotrex has to flash out of the way. This might be the fight that they're looking for. Malzahar trying to get away. The zap is able to get it for Bovi. A huge play. A double kill goes over to the Jinx. Does not have the Major Death Rocket. Will not be able to find the Malzahar, but they do get some kills that they desperately need. I don't know if they're back in the game, but they at least won themselves a fight.
Yeah, that's a good, a big moral victory for them. Getting those Jinx, those kills, and holding them under tower. The Volibear flip on Draven, getting him in there and taking that extra tower shot was definitely a key for turning that, because if he would have stayed alive, there's no way that Jinx would have had the time to get those auto attacks off and start to rack up those kills.
Yeah, but with that, there is no base essentially for the side of Flashpoint. They have 1 inhibitor. They have no Nexus turrets. The only thing they can do is just hope that they can buy a little bit of time for their inhibitors to come back, so that way they just can't take the base. But a Mountain Drake is on the board for the side of GRUNTo if they decide they want it, but the next push might be the last.
Yeah, so if they even have a chance, if they draw them out of base, if Flashpoint starts to leave base, Holotrex Holotronics and GE Loyalty will both have their teleports up pretty soon. With all those super minions in the base, they'll be able to just go in and take the Nexus if they can draw them out of the base. So
Yeah, if they're able to draw them out whatsoever, if they get any splish push, if they don't have it warded, they're going to be kind of in a pretty terrible position to do anything with it. And so now the call is for Flashpoint to go ahead and head back to the Nexus and start their defense. But here comes GRUNTo. They're looking to start this fight. They're going to go ahead and take the mid lane inhibitor. They will continue to walk these minions in. They want to do the march of victory as they look to close out this game before the 25-minute mark. They need one pitch. One pitch could end this game, and Holotronics is looking to be the one that gets it. Bitterbet might want to step up, but he takes one auto tech, make that two, and he is dead. They're trying to flip in Jet Rains, but Jet Rains is doing too much damage. Holotronics is able to take him down. Looks like Leono's able to find the side of Jinx over on the other side. The Nexus is exposed. The game is taken, and it will be GRUNTo Esports picking up the win here in our last game of the Friday night Military Gaming League Series.
yeah, and that was just a total smash. Once Draven was able to get those first 3 kills, cash in those 3 adoration stacks, he had a full item before Jinx made her first back, pretty much, and it was a snowball running downhill from there.